to you live from Roundhouse Studios in Knock'em-Stiff, Ohio. It's American Exceptionalism with Scooter.
He has all the ingredients for disaster.
And El Schorcho.
He wants to be human.
American Exceptionalism is the place to highlight everything exceptional about the greatest nation on the planet.
It's gonna be awesome.
And now, Scooter and El Schorcho.
No, I'm not going crazy, but lately my head and my heart seem to be at least 8,000,000 miles apart. And my heart says to love you, my head says to run. It's like my heart is too afraid to tell my head when it's done.
Oh, we're back. American Exceptionalism. He's Scooter. I'm El Schorcho.
Can I get an amen?
What's happening?
All kinds of stuff, man. What's up with you?
It's another great day in America.
It's Christmas season, right?
Yes, sir.
You ready?
Sure.
You got your shopping done?
Sure.
Are you the guy that's out there on Christmas Eve?
No.
All right.
Well, not out there. I'm usually not Christmas Eve, but the 20th, I'm up late at night on my phone.
Well, I was thinking, this is the perfect year for those procrastinators because I can't find it.
Yeah.
It's stuck on a boat in the Boat and Bike Parade.
Well,
it's like a perfect excuse, and everybody would be like believe it, right?
Yeah, I'm going back to handcrafted gifts.
What you handcrafted?
I'll pull a pine cone off a tree, wrap a ribbon on it.
You should do that shit in kindergarten. You got kindergarten projects coming out of the woodwork.
It sucked back then.
Are you going to sprinkle it with glitter?
Give me some Elmer's and some glitter. I'll turn this shit out.
Oh, my gosh. We're the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house.
Yeah, we are. What is the date today? We're like a week away from Christmas.
11 days.
And it is Christmas. Do you see where they want to take Merry Christmas out? Like there's another push. And the Pope stepped up and said, no. Not so fast, my
Good
friend.
for the Pope.
Not so fast, my friend.
Might be the one time I agree with Catholics. No.
They just want happy holidays. Screw that. Merry Christ. Miss.
I laugh, man. At our house, we got the advent calendar with all those different things every day, and our cat keeps nabbing everything out. Whatever's supposed to be in there. Baby Jesus is in the food dish.
We lost the damn camel. Spread out.
He flies around the house at night, stealing, swiping stuff out of the advent calendar.
Which one?
Chuck. Yeah.
Named after Chuck Norris,
That's right. Chuck Norris. When he's in trouble, it's Charles.
Yeah. Well,
he's a slaying machine, man.
He's a fan of Christmas. He loves the advent calendar.
Come on, hit me with your best Chuck Norris fact.
Man, I had a whole bunch of them. I can't remember them right now.
I don't know. There was one. What? Jesus can walk on water. Chuck can swim through land. There's so many of them.
There's a whole book of that stuff out
I know. We could have a whole show just on that, couldn't we?
Yeah. Well, who do we got in studio today?
We're going golf today.
Golfing, huh?
Yeah.
In the middle of December. That sounds perfect.
Well, that's why we're bringing him in, because he hasn't got anything else to do.
He's got time in his hands.
Mark Stills, PGA Professional.
Like an actual pro.
Card carrying.
Really?
Pro.
Card carrying member.
Yeah. He's not going to tee it up against Tiger Woods or anything, but
that's like a card carrying member of the Moose Lodge.
Moose Lodge.
You get dollar beers. Dollar beers and pull tabs.
Oh, I'm sure golf pros have probably had that, right?
Yeah, sure. But he's good, you're saying.
Yeah.
He's like good.
Good what?
Like a good golfer.
Yeah, he's a good golfer.
Like a 92.
92 what?
Score. Would he be happy or sad?
92 Fred Couples wins the Masters.
No, would he be happy or sad with a 92?
He'd be belligerent.
Oh, I'd be over the moon.
No, yeah.
That was my best score ever.
92?
Yeah.
You need some lessons. maybe you need to. You got loft.
Yeah.
Loft is your problem. You know what that stands for?
No.
Lack of effing talent.
Well, okay. That's probably accurate.
Yeah. Maybe you could work some lessons out of him.
I noticed my clubs have dried dirt caked on them. Is that good?
That's a problem. How are they supposed to have any spin put them on the ball?
Know. They make a brush for that?
Yeah, they make a brush.
Oh, okay.
Called wet rag. Got to clean your club, so. But yeah, PGA Pro is actually
What's his name again?
Mike Stills,
Mike Stills.
a.k.a. Stilly.
Is he related to Steven Stills?
I don't think so.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash?
No.
Oh, but he's a good golfer.
Yeah.
All right. Let's roll with it.
I took a phone call one day from Steven Stills.
You did?
Yeah.
I think you told me this.
Yeah.
Well,
So
how'd it go?
I used to be in the golf business. And
All right.
the club I was working at, it was a known fact that we would trade golf at this fairly prestigious private club. So it was a known fact in the music industry that when acts came into town, we would trade golf for concert tickets.
Really?
Like good concert tickets.
Okay.
And I took a phone call one day in the golf shop and
Like Gloria Estefan?
nah. Well, maybe. I don't
Better
know.
than that.
No, I mean, we had Brooks and Dunn come out and play,
Okay.
Garth Brooks, Clay Walker. It usually ended up being country acts.
Right.
The Dixie Chicks,
Ugh.
although they were,
Ugh.
well, that was actually, all the Cart Kids were hoping the Dixie Chicks would come out and play, but
Yeah.
I think it was Clay Walker that day that the Dixie Chicks were opening for Clay Walker, and I made a comment to him that the Cart Kids were hoping the Dixie Chicks would come out, and this is before all of that stuff happened with the Dixie Chicks, and he said the Dixie Chicks aren't material for a place like this. So he knew they were trouble. But anyway, I took a call one day, and we had a national tournament going on, and I took a phone call, and the guy said, "Hey, this is Steven Stills," which I wasn't paying attention, and they were playing at one of those like little 1,200 seat auditoriums or whatever,
Yeah.
so they weren't playing. So it wasn't even on my
Like
radar.
a small amphitheater.
Yeah, they wasn't even on my radar screen that they were even in town. And he says, well, me and my band, we're in town for a gig, and we were hoping we could come out to your place and play some golf. And I said, oh yeah, pal, who's your band and who's your
pal.
gig?
Hey, pal.
And he
Who's your
went,
gig?
Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And I went, whoa! And I think I upset him, and the rest of the conversation didn't.
Where's the snap?
Oh snap! Which hot button is that?
Number
It's
7.
this one.
Oh, snap!
Yeah. So I upset Steven Stills on the phone one day, but.
Did he come and play?
No, he was trying to we had a national tournament going on.
You pissed off Steven Stills?
Yeah, and he was trying to, and the next day was a shotgun. We had a shotgun, but I mean, literally, it was a national tournament. We had guys that had played in the Masters that were playing at our place, and he says, "Oh, I'll just come out and I'll get in the middle of the shotgun."
Ernie Couples?
That ain't working out that way.
Ernie Els, I mean?
No,
Freddie Couples? None of those guys?
a couple amateurs, probably never heard of, but they played in some Masters.
Okay.
Yeah, so hang with us. I'm sure he'll have some good stories for us. So
Well, good.
we're going to break.
All right,
Be right
buddy.
back.
Hey, American Exceptionalism podcast listeners. Yes, you. If you're wondering, how do you get started in voiceovers? This is where you stop wondering, because I'm the guy that can teach you how. My name is Ron Allen. I own Big Voice Productions, and I have trained over 500 people in the art and the business of voiceover. Imagine using your voice at home to serve customers who will pay you great money to voice their messages, which could be telephone messages, radio commercials, TV commercials, internet videos. The sky is the limit. How about audiobooks? You want to find out more? Check me out at bigvoiceproductions.com, and let's get you started on a career in voiceover.
Sounds delicious. Welcome back, listeners. We've got a golf pro in the house.
4?
Mr. Mike Stills, PGA Professional. How you doing, my man?
Good, Scott. How you doing?
Doing well, doing well. I mean, we've talked about some crazy stuff on this show, so we thought it'd be worth it to talk some golf, right?
Happy to do it.
All right.
Happy to do it.
So tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm the head golf professional at Rattlesnake Ridge Golf Club.
Okay.
Is this going through all right?
Yep, we're good.
All right. This is my 11th season.
Okay.
And obviously, I've known you for a while at Rattlesnake Ridge.
Yeah.
But I've been in the golf business for just under 25, like 23 and a half years, I think. Started out in Columbus, and I've been in Columbus ever since at 2 different clubs.
Been playing how long?
Well, I've been playing since probably the age of 16, 17.
Okay.
Yep, played college golf, along with high school golf, obviously, but college golf down at Glenville State, West Virginia.
Virginia?
Yeah,
They play
I know,
golf down there in
I
West
know.
Virginia?
In a
West, my
town that
God.
you've never heard of, trust me.
was it?
Glenville.
Glenville.
West Virginia. One street light.
In Ohio, that's a football powerhouse, but we're not.
Yeah.
We're talking golf now, right? So let's educate our listeners out there. So what's it mean to be a golf pro? Because I think a lot of people, when they hear that, they think you're playing on the PGA Tour.
All right, yes. So basically, aspiring golf professionals that get in the golf business, leave college. Maybe they have some college golf background, obviously, or maybe they worked in the golf industry as a kid. I worked at a private club as a kid since the age of 15 caddying. Those guys and women that are in the golf business basically go through our PGA program, and it's basically like another university after college. And you earn education points going through all the education seminars, teaching seminars, playing ability tests. And once you're through that, you get elected to PGA membership. So once you are a PGA member, a good example, Tiger Woods, he's a PGA member. He's a playing PGA member. Yeah. He has the same membership that I have, just a different category. So once you're in the PGA and you're a PGA member, then you can pretty much, go out and look for any job you want to get in the golf industry.
So is there a card? You always hear he's got his pro card.
He's got a PGA card. Yeah, we all have a PGA card.
Okay.
Yep. After we pay our PGA dues, we get our PGA card.
It's everywhere.
That's exactly right.
Tax.
Yeah, you got to pay dues. But yeah, so once you have your PGA card, you have to keep it active. Working in the industry, all different types of categories, teaching professionals. You could be a general manager of a club. You could be a salesman. You could be a golf salesman selling merchandise, and you have a PGA membership. As long as you keep it active and get your recertification points and all that, then you can, the good point is, until you're a life member. When you're a life member, that means you're pretty much old and retired, and you can keep your PGA status and not work anymore.
Like Chichi Rodriguez.
Right. Yeah. Those guys out there eventually have a lifetime PGA membership, and that's kind of their category. Yeah.
Now, so the PGA, you're a member of the PGA of America.
That's
right?
correct.
All right. So that's different from the PGA Tour, though, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
The PGA Tour are playing professionals that have a certain category or category identification. I'm not a PGA Tour player. No.
Like Bushwood and Caddyshack?
Well, some of the clubs I've worked at, yes. The one club that's no more, are we allowed to say names on here?
Yeah.
Well, it's Winding Hollow Country Club. That was a club that was very close to like Caddyshack, or the club that I grew up at, Lakewood Country Club, exactly like Caddyshack. We had 25 carts. We had about 100 caddies.
I'm going to stop you right there.
All right, lay it on me.
Winding Hollow Golf Club.
Yep.
I started out as a caddy there.
You did.
You said we had 100 caddies. There was literally...
No. Lakewood Country Club had 100 caddies.
No, well, Winding Hollow is where
Winding Hollow, the old one, their very original one that you're talking about, is now called Champions. Right. They had a caddy program.
Right. And they had a guy get shot. The neighborhood around us.
Oh, yeah.
But back then, it was like Caddyshack.
Yeah.
Like every day I would get dropped off.
Sure.
It was chaos in the Caddyshack. And then they would yank you out and say,
no question.
Yeah.
I ain't paying 50 cents for no Coke.
Yeah.
Well, you ain't getting no Coke.
It was where I grew up at Lakewood Country Club. It was just like that. We had a caddy master.
Yeah.
We had a caddy shack. I'd get dropped off in the mornings. I'd caddy for the first loop out, and then I'd work in the bag room in the afternoon. Yeah. But yeah, it was just like that. So that was actually a lot of fun, because as a kid doing that, and probably what I'm getting ready to get, you learn a lot.
Yeah.
Because you're around the older guys, get your education of life pretty darn quick.
I learned not to lean on a wedge like a cane. I got yelled at.
What'd you do? Snap it?
No, some guy turned around and said, "It's not a fucking cane."
Well, it can be, right?
Yeah, I think I was in 4th grade.
Yeah, that's probably a no-no.
Dropping F-bombs to a 4th grader.
Yeah.
I got the message.
So one misconception out there, do you play a lot of golf?
Yes. In the golf industry, working and teaching, it's just hard to play. It just is.
Yeah.
Until we start early spring and then late fall, that's when I get most of my golf in. But one of our duties, one of our responsibilities is playing with members. So I try to play with members as much as I can.
Whatever you can do to promote the game, right?
Promote the game of golf,
yeah.
Promote sales in the golf shop, and promote myself. I mean, with golf lessons and everything too. So that's always a plus.
I played in a tournament, Folds of Honor tournament.
Yeah.
And each group was paired with a professional, right?
Yeah.
And I'm picturing, oh, sweet, it's Bubba Wallace, right? We're going to get, this guy was a little old.
Bubba Wallace.
Right? He had the plaid pants. I'm like, this guy's legit. And I think he wasn't very good.
Yeah, we did that for our Folds of Honor event. Our Folds of Honor event, we put a PGA Pro in every group.
Yeah.
It's just kind of fun. And I think the PGA Pros get a big kick out of obviously supporting the Folds of Honor and then playing with members and basically showing them a good time.
Well, yeah. I think he hit the hospitality tent. He had a good time.
That's good.
Well, the Skyline Chili tent and the hospitality tent. Well, I mean, hey, the title of the show, American Exceptionalism. So, I mean, we're out promoting everything that's good about America. And you had an honor bestowed upon you.
I did.
Recently by your peers?
I did. My peers, we have numerous awards you can win at the end of a season, like PGA Golf Professional of the Year, Teacher of the Year, that kind of stuff. And we came up with an award. It's probably been 5, 6 or more years now, called the Patriot Award. And I was nominated for the Patriot Award because of our Folds of Honor work by my peers in 2020 and also in 2021, and won them both years.
Very good.
So, yeah,
awesome.
it was very cool. It was a very cool award to win because it had a lot of meaning to it, because we did a lot of good things.
Which year meant more, 2020 or 2021?
2021, believe it or not. I say that seriously because I think the 2020 was very cool and that was great, but because we did so much better in 2021 for the Folds, it was very cool to get nominated again because of how much money we raised.
Yeah.
It was a great year, really good year.
Yeah, almost 300,000.
Yeah.
You bring up Folds of Honor, fantastic organization, but you look at the service they do, where the money goes, and you start to hear testimonials. You actually meet the people that the money goes to and how it helps them and all that. It's just a great event to sit there. Like I mentioned at the Folds of Honor outing I was at, like afterwards, they brought in some families that were helped by them, and it's just a great time and great experience.
And actually, you saying that reminded me of our event in the one we just did, and that event was probably the most emotional that I've ever gotten with an event on that back patio.
I watched you.
And it was very hard to get through because she gave a incredible speech or testimonial.
Yeah.
And then after she did it, I had to get up there and start talking about something. You know, what was I doing? I think I was announcing the awards or something.
You were trying to auction something.
I was trying to auction something. I just got up there and I couldn't speak because all I could picture was her comments about her kids and everything. And I have 3 kids. Yeah. And I was sitting there going, man, you know, if that was me, my wife, and my kids, it was hard. And then I kept looking over at you to like, I don't think I can talk. And you guys just staring at me going, So we got through it, though.
Going, stress, fill some time.
Yeah. And the table right in front of me where I had some fellow peers were sitting there. They're just staring at me. I'm like, I can't talk. Yeah, so that was pretty rough, but it was a very, very good year. Good year.
That's awesome. So let's talk about, a lot of people don't realize this either, but golf kind of went through a funk where play was down for a number of years, and they were trying to figure out how to grow the game and what was going on, why people weren't playing more. And then COVID happened, and the game of golf exploded, didn't it?
Probably every golf course owner, weird thing to get excited about, but their businesses just boomed, and they're so happy they still own a golf course right now, because when COVID hit, it just turned the entire golf world upside down. And upside down in a sense where all of our members are playing, or if you're at a public golf course, you're regular play, I think they all figured out, hey, I can work from home. I'm stuck at home. How do I do this? And they all decided, well, I can just play more golf because golf's outdoors.
Yeah.
It's safe right now compared to what everybody else was going through, and everything just blew up. I mean, just blew up.
Yeah. Go to a golf course on a Wednesday afternoon in COVID, and it was jam-packed, or Tuesday afternoon.
Well, even the crappy courses, like I used to went a couple of times with one of my sons, the Wyandotte, little 9-hole on a Wednesday. It's packed.
Oh, yeah. And it didn't even matter that we had restrictions indoors. You were at our place, Scott.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the grill room closed. All right, we'll just go to the turn window.
Then we just take lawn chairs out to the parking lot.
Lawn chairs out in the parking lot. So people created their own grill room out in the parking lot, and the rest said, "I'll just play more golf." But we had full tee sheets.
Remember, my wife showed up one night. She's like, "Social distancing my rear end here." Hey, we're outside, right?
Yeah. So I think golf was a really good outlet for people, and I can tell you right now, it just blew up merchandise-wise. Companies, it's hard to get product right now. Now that's another story too, why we can't get product right now. But the rounds of golf just blew up at pretty much every golf course, and golf courses are taking advantage of it.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing golf too, if you've ever watched golf, on the PGA Tour, I mean, they give away millions every week to charity, right?
Yes.
And it's pretty cool with who they support and the communities they support. But what are some things that the PGA of America is doing that you're involved in beyond the full work with?
Well, for our Southern Ohio PGA section, we have PGA Reach, and then that's our own charitable organization that we created, and it's tied into PGA Hope. And PGA Hope is a national, through our PGA of America, is basically, the short way to say this is, PGA Hope is a way that PGA professionals can work with veterans, disabled, and get them playing golf. Lessons, if they're physically, helping them with that, or even just the mental side of playing golf and everything. So we basically put together programs, and for an entire month, like in Columbus, all we do on a Saturday from XYZ to XYZ time-wise is we work with veterans on the range. It's basically free lessons and free golf. And it's fantastic.
That's awesome.
It's very, very cool. And it's spread out Cincinnati, Zanesville, and then Columbus.
Okay.
So that's the PGA Hope program, which is pretty, like I said, pretty doggone nice.
And if somebody's out there listening, PJHope.com? Or?
Yeah, you can go to PGAHope.com. You can go to Southern Ohio PGA.com and see all the information on that. And then our REACH program is basically 3 things. We work with, for our charity that we produced, youth programs, PGA Hope, but basically working with diversity.
Oh,
and,
yeah. Inclusion.
So there's 3 different levels that we do that, and that's through our charitable organization, which is pretty neat. So they're heavily invested in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's one of the neat things about golf. I'm not what you would consider a good golfer.
You've been working on your action.
I bet that's hard for you to understand that. But
No, I totally understand. Trust me.
He wants to shoot that AR-15 again.
that's the best club in the bag.
That's the best club. That was awesome, actually.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is golf is one of these sports that stays with you for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Right? You could start as a kid and play into your 80s.
Yep.
A kid grows up playing baseball or football or wrestles or whatever. There's going to come a day when you just physically can't do that anymore. That is one of the neat things about the game of golf. You can grow with it.
My son played college soccer, so he really didn't get into the game of golf. And then when he got done with soccer, he picked up golf and picked it up pretty quick. He's an avid golfer now.
Yeah.
He and I play more golf now than we ever did when he was a kid. It'll stick with him for the rest of his life now. Same with your daughters.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they're heavily invested in golf, and they'll play it forever. And like you and I, we'll play with our kids, till I'm done playing.
You actually made it to the national finals of a
We did.
Barstool event?
Classic. Yeah, Barstool. Have you ever heard of Barstool?
Yeah,
Sports?
Barstool Sports.
Yeah, we went. My son wanted one of his graduation gifts was he wanted to go to a Barstool Classic qualifier. So last year we went to a qualifier, got in.
Where was that?
This was in Atlantic City. Played Atlantic City Country Club. We finished, I think it was second or third. 4 teams go, I think. We finished second. So because we finished second there, we got to go to Pinehurst and play in the national championship.
Nice.
It was very cool.
Yeah.
So we went down, a few days early, played. You have to play in the 1-day qualifier at Pinehurst. And if you make it, then you come back the next day and you play course number 2 for the championship. And we made it to the championship.
Very cool.
Yeah. Well, what's even better is then we got to the championship, did really well. I mean, started out pretty well. Then after the 3rd hole, we pretty much gagged it and tossed it in, tossed the towel in, and then just had fun for the rest of the way.
Those tea gifts, whatever, where they're giving out bottles of booze?
It was a long story short. We got off to a great start, and we got to like the 3rd or 4th hole, and he looked at me, and I looked at him. I said, "Man, we're doing pretty good." I said, "Look, we're on the scoreboard." I'm like, that's fantastic. Then we go this par 3, and he makes a triple bogey, and I make a double bogey. I look at him and go, we're off the scoreboard. Yeah. And then pretty much the rest of the way, we didn't care. We just played it because he knew we were done. So, but it was a lot of fun. Barstool Sports is very, very cool.
What is it, Dave Portnoy?
Yes.
Did you get to meet him?
I didn't get to meet him. The guy that does, what's the golf part called on Barstool? You know what it's called?
So, I don't know.
Well, the golf section of Foreplay.
Foreplay.
Yeah, so yeah.
Not to be confused with the other.
Riggs, you know I'm talking about. Commissioner Riggs is who we met at the qualifier, and he's the main guy for Barstool Sports Foreplay for the golf version.
Yeah.
So we met him and all of his compadres. He's got like 3 or 4 guys that help him do foreplay golf, and they were there at every qualifier. So it's pretty neat. Pretty neat.
That would be a neat experience.
Yeah, it was very cool.
What's the best course you've ever played?
Well, I'd probably say, in all fairness, not because we're talking about Pinehurst, but number 2 was phenomenal.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's top dollar.
That's a carnival, man.
No, it's top dollar. And in all fairness, the other one, I'd really say, just because I played it at the end of the year, the golf club is my favorite.
Yeah,
the golf club's fantastic. Here in New Albany, Ohio, the golf club's fantastic.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
That didn't even enter my mind.
And then my 3rd one, I'd say the Ocean Course at Kiowa Island.
That's a good one.
Was phenomenal.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and obviously my 4th pick's Rattlesnake Ridge Golf Club, Scott.
Come on now.
We don't know where this is going, right? I don't know if my owner's listening out there, but Rattlesnake Ridge, man, it's as pure as you can get for Sunbury, Ohio, Central Ohio, right?
Yeah. For the brand.
That's right.
Get it out there. That's awesome. Scooter, you had a pro card, right?
For a while, yeah. I was
Really?
a card-carrying member.
Nice.
What club? Was Springfield?
No. I spent most of my time in California and northern Indiana.
Nice.
Sycamore Hills Golf Club.
Sycamore Hills.
There it is.
That's right.
Sycamore Hills. in Fort Fun, Indiana.
And you taught a little golf, right, at a major university?
Yeah, I actually did teach at Purdue University.
Oh, very cool.
Taught golf in the athletic department.
Yeah.
That was quite the experience.
Oh, yeah.
One semester we had Drew Brees in class.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
I never had him. He was on the off days. I think I had Tuesdays and Thursdays, and he was in the Monday, Wednesday class. But
That's pretty cool.
he signed some footballs and stuff for the guys that were teaching on Mondays and Wednesdays. But it was fun.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I was actually on Purdue's campus, big aviation school. Was on there 9/11.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it was odd to like stand on that driving range and not hear a plane in the sky anywhere.
Yeah.
And they actually come to find out a couple days after 9/11. I mean, one of the kids was like, "Oh yeah, my roommate got stranded." I mean, they had planes. They had students all over the state of Indiana.
You had to immediately land.
Yeah, so
Closest
they had.
ground and everybody.
So then the university's trying to figure out how they're going to get these kids back to campus. Yeah, they had them stranded all over the state,
That's amazing.
and then let alone the planes. And then they had the planes were stuck there, so they had to. Yeah. Well, golf pros are good at telling jokes, stories. You got any?
Oh, gosh, no.
Come on, you got to have some story.
No, I don't have any. I don't have any great
We
ones.
can leave names out of it.
You're putting me right on the spot for that one. I don't have a ton of stories. I mean, I'll tell you a short story. It's a good one. I was given lessons at Winding Hollow Country Club, and I had my older ladies. This one lady in particular wanted a golf lesson. She kept telling me, I don't know what's wrong. I just can't hit it, Mike. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm like, fine, let's go out to the range. Let's go. So I take her out there, and we're getting ready to warm up. And she's probably, I don't know, 70. You know, she's one of our seniors. So I said, well, go ahead and hit a few balls, and I'll just stand here and get a good look. So she whacked her first one, and the club went up over her shoulder, bonked her in the head, and then she swung her club, and she duffed it. I went, can you do that again? So she went, yeah. She swung it back again, bonked her in the head, and then her shaft of the club hit her in the head, and then she bonked. And I said, what's the problem? Because I wanted to hear what she would say. She goes, well, I'm really sore, and I hurt. My head hurts. I said, Mrs. Kaufman, and I can say that because there's a ton of Mrs. Kaufmans out there. I said, do you know you're hitting yourself in your head? She had no idea. She had no idea that when she pulled it back, if I could show it to you right here, she'd pull it back and it hit her in the head. And I actually had to really close my lip to make sure I didn't start laughing because she didn't realize she was hitting herself in her head. She just thought she was getting a headache or just hitting, duffing a shot and getting a headache. I swear to you, that's a true story.
So what was the fix?
The fix was telling her not to hit herself in the head.
Put a football helmet on.
Hey, I ran back and got a bicycle helmet and put it on her head and say, whack away. Yeah. Now we got her fixed. Every PGA professional will always fix you in some way or form. That was that was so odd. But I gave Archie Griffin a lesson once when he came to an OSU fundraiser that we did at Winding Hollow. I thought that was actually really cool.
That would be cool.
Super, super good guy. That was actually very fun. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of stories. I mean, just wackos on the golf course. Some of the guys you play with and know in our men's league.
Yeah.
There's so many funny stories that people do. And I'm trying to keep it clean here because there's another one I tell you, but I don't know if I should tell you that one. Yeah, just funny
how
stuff.
how many carts a year end up in ponds?
Well, we've had two. One was funny. One was actually very dangerous. Actually, just this past year. I think you know about it.
What, the goose?
The goose. We had a goose that was sitting on eggs on hole number 3, and the cart path went right by it. This is the part that I don't get as a golf professional. We have guys start teeing off at 7:30 in the morning.
Right.
So everybody's going by this green on number 3, and this goose is protecting the eggs and snapping at them. I mean, jumping up, racing at the cart. Nobody calls us.
Yeah.
Like, say, hey, Mike, you got a wild goose out here. They're attacking every group that comes by. Nobody says a word until this one group comes by, and he's driving the cart. He hits his shot. He drives up. The best way I can explain this is he got out of the cart. The goose stormed up the green and attacked the gentleman, and he fanned it off. Then the other guy started to drive away just to get around the green. He's done attacking the player, flies back at the cart, comes at his face and chest and attacks the guy driving the cart.
Really?
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, attacks him. He fights him off, and it's right at the curve of where the cart path is. So where does he go? Right into the water. He goes in with the cart, goes in, everything, screaming and hollering. There, finally someone calls and said, hey, we got a cart in the water out here with a player. And that's the first time we even heard about it.
That was like a kamikaze attack.
Yeah, but nobody says a word about it. So that was that cart. And then the other one was just something really goofy. A guy was playing one of the holes, hole number 14.
This is the same story. This is a famous Ohio State football player.
This is
right?
a famous. Are we allowed to say names?
Well, I don't know. We'll leave him out of it.
Yeah, we'll just leave him out.
He's named after a bird.
He is named after what?
Named after a bird.
Yeah, he is named after a bird. And there was another guy famous in the group too.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
His
one.
brother-in-law.
Oh, yeah, that football player.
Yeah, I think you probably know now.
Yeah.
But and it wasn't him, but one of his guys in the group. Instead of parking the cart by the green, he drove the cart around the green on a hillside island and parked it. Now, if you saw this hole, Scott, you know what I'm talking about. You don't drive this cart around this green when the green's here and you only have 10 feet of grass before the water, if that.
Yeah.
And he drove around and parked it on the other side and then got out. Well, what do you think happened? Just rolled backwards, went in the water, the entire thing. And then we get a phone call saying that the cart went in the water. Can someone run out here? We get out there. There's 2 guys in the water under the cart trying to push it out themselves. Now, that's impossible. You can't do that. At first it was funny, and then in the end it wasn't very funny.
Oh, really?
Because that was so, I would use the word egregious. You don't do that. I mean, if you're a average golfer to a beginner, not to take the cart there. So I think they were trying to have a little bit of fun, and I didn't. It was trouble for me more than anything. So
I'm sure either one of those guys could have just thrown down some cash.
Well, and here's the rest of the story. The rest of the story is, the rest of the story is everything gets out. Everybody's okay. A few people at the club were a little bit upset. He offered to take care of everything. Obviously, their golf round was done because they were in the water up to their neck.
They were all muddy.
So they went home, and the cart came out. He said, "Hey, I'll take care of everything. Just let me know." So we go, "Yeah, we will." So we end up, we end up getting the cart. We get the cart replaced because it's ruined. Sure. I mean, electrical, everything's ruined. So we get a new cart, and it's, I don't know, call it $6,500 to $6,500. And it's funny, we called him and he went ahead and gave us a credit card and he took care of it. And then his comment was, "Is there any chance I can have the old one?" And I said, "For what?" And he goes, "Well, I can have it on my farm or whatever." I said, "No problem." So he comes back out with a trailer hitch and picks it up. This is where it gets kind of goofy. He gets irritated with us. He gets mad. And I said, "Well, what?" He goes, "I'm going to take this." He goes, "You took all the decals and the name off the cart." And I said, "Absolutely, we did. You bought the cart. You didn't buy the name Rattlesnake Ridge on it."
Yeah.
So he was a little bit irritated by that, but he ended up taking the cart. But we said, "There's no chance you're going to have this cart on your wherever you're going with it, with our name of the club." And then all of a sudden, we're the butt of the joke for everybody that comes on your farm. "Hey, look at this car I got from Rattlesnake Ridge." So we took everything off that resembled Rattlesnake Ridge. So, but yeah, that was a pretty wild story. That was like my 3rd or 4th year there, and I thought I was actually going to get in trouble for that one, but it worked out all right. So
that's pretty
wild stuff.
Well, that reminded me of back in my golf days out in California. So our club was surrounded by Mount Diablo State Park. Most of the club was literally bordered Mount Diablo. And in that park was the highest population in the state of California of mountain lions.
Nice.
So a mountain lion leaps the fence one day, and the member calls the golf shop and says, "There's a mountain lion in my backyard. What do we do?" We're like, "Call somebody else other than the golf shop." Like, why she thought to call us?
Call Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, he'd be a pet, right?
Take him in.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
You'd be amazed at what we get phone calls for in the pro shop. I mean, just goofy stuff, just goofy. And the stuff that you got to deal with. But that's also part of the golf, business. And if I told you it only happened at Rattlesnake Ridge, I'd be lying. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
What, the old phone calls? What's the radar look like?
The radar.
It's raining like a cow pissing like on a flat rock.
Yeah, I mean, a guy calling me at 7:30 in the morning saying, "What's it look out there?" It looks the same as my GPS on my radar that looks like on your radar. Yeah. It's just literally, I think people just roll over and on their speed dial, boop, call the pro shop. They haven't got out of bed yet. "Hey, is it raining out there?" "I don't know. Why don't you look outside your window? Is it raining where you are?" And they're 5 minutes away. Yeah. It's just goofy phone calls. Yeah. "Can I get a tee time?" "Yeah, what time would you like to play?" "Well, what's open?" "Well, I got the whole tee sheet in front of me. What do you want to play?" "Can I get a 9 o'clock? How about 9:10? "Well, I don't know." It's 10 minutes. It's only 10 minutes from 9 o'clock. It's almost what you asked for. You know what I'm saying?
How about 8:58? No, 9?
Yeah, I mean, it's goofy.
People are goofy.
Yeah, but like I said, if that's their biggest worry in life, then that's pretty good.
Well, all right, man. It's been a pleasure having you on here. Is there anything else you want to give a shout out to?
I would just say, Scott, with wherever this is going out and everywhere, just Pay attention to the Folds of Honor. Go on their website. See if you can, if you want to contribute to the Folds of Honor. Look for our information when we do our golf marathon and we do our golf outing.
Yeah.
And if you're out there and you want to learn more about the Folds of Honor, contact Scott Alexander or Mike Stills, and we'll get information to you.
There you go.
This is guest number 2 that's giving my identity away.
Oh, shoot.
That's for a good cause.
Let's get you next year, 2022. Let's go for the turkey shoot, the trifecta.
The trifecta of
Patriot of the Year.
Patriot Award? Let's do it. Let's raise money.
Awesome.
And let's raise a ton of money. I'm into it.
It's a great cause.
Tune in about a year from now, and we'll hopefully be announcing Mike Stills Patriot of the Year.
Thanks.
All right. Hang with us here as we come out of the break. El Schorcho's got an airing of grievances teed up. Something's biting his crawl.
All right.
Buckle up!
I'll figure it out.
When people ask me what I do for a living, I say, well, I do voiceovers. And they say, what's voiceovers? Hi, I'm Ron Allen, professional voice actor and coach at Big Voice Productions. I've trained over 500 people in the art and business of voiceovers, and I can train you too. Voiceovers can be audiobooks, training videos, animation, gaming, TV or radio commercials, apps, and much more. Voiceover is in big demand worldwide, can be recorded on your home computer, and earn you a great income all from home. At Big Voice Productions, we teach you all about voiceovers, how to act with your voice, build a home studio, where to find work, how to run your voiceover business, and much more. Private lessons with me, the coach, can be online via Skype or Zoom and may include free software. Your first 90-minute consultation is only $49 and will answer all your questions. Schedule your consultation today at bigvoiceproductions.com. That's bigvoiceproductions.com. We teach you everything about voiceovers at Big Voice Productions.
This episode of Airing of Grievances brought to you by Maybelline. Wait, maybe it's just Photoshop. Maybe it's Maybelline.
All right, listeners. It's that time of day for the airing of grievances.
With the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
Ricky Bobby's back.
Yeah, he was driving by the studio, saw the lights on. He was like, I'm going to go in there and see what's going down. What's up?
How's it going, guys?
All right, how you doing?
You didn't lock the front door, did you?
No, I didn't. He just Ricky Bobby's got a key, man.
He's got VIP parking.
If you're not first, you're last.
That's right, baby.
Shake and bake.
This guy
Shake and bake.
This guy went to
trouble.
prom with a bear, a black bear.
And he's tough to get a hold of because he walks in here, he's wearing a bright orange Tennessee shirt. You've been hanging out in Tennessee a lot, haven't you, lately?
Yeah, I have.
What part?
Around Knoxville.
Lady parts.
Rocket Top.
It's around UT. I'm, my Buckeyes still reign number one, but it's kind of nice. Get to see a new stadium. Their stadium is phenomenal. It's like number 5, I think, in the country. So as far as seating, so it's nice.
You'd fit in well with our former guest Jim Johnson. He graduated from UT.
That's right, UT.
Yeah,
Not Texas, right?
let's have full disclosure though.
No Texas.
The whole reason you're going down there is why.
For a woman.
There you go. There's an old saying that a certain something is undefeated. Just leave it at
I
that.
think we could all probably agree that that's true. What do they say? They got half of the money and all the...
That was a quote from Yellowstone or something. It was. Somebody else was telling me that today.
I love that show.
Well, it's funny you say that because literally we were talking about our airing of grievance being about cable TV and streaming services and all that. But Ricky Bobby said, let me add it. I got an airing of
I
grievances.
got something better, he says.
I don't know what it is. So what's
Well,
easier?
serve 'em up, 5
Wait
minutes.
a minute. Wait. Dream ski.
Bounce that thing off the wall.
Everybody's going to be able to join on
Oh,
this
shoot.
one.
I got 10 minutes going now.
You got a piece of tape holding that thing together.
Double-sided tape. I'm up to 95 minutes here.
90. There is literally a 5-minute
clear.
button.
I got to hit 2 buttons at once. to
You have
clear.
94.
All right, we got the dream ski back at 0.
Oh, Lord.
Do you realize this is stuff that they use overseas to like detonate bombs with? We're probably contributing to
There,
terrorism
look at that.
one way or another. Start. Beep.
That'll be the airing
why is there a
of grievances.
If you're not first, you're last. Come on, Ricky Bobby.
There's a crack in the screen.
Okay.
Gee, it came that
Everybody
way.
can agree, especially if you're from the Midwest. Okay. I am so sick and tired of the whole college football letting 2 schools from the SEC go into the playoffs. There's only 4 spots. It needs to be whoever the champion is. That's my phone.
What was that? You got a squirrel in your pocket?
It's like, what the hell? Sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks got loose in here.
It was the Minions.
Oh, there it is again.
It's the Minions from Despicable Me.
All right, college football.
College football. Playoffs. We already saw that. Georgia and Alabama, we already saw that game. Who wants to watch that again? I will tell you right now, if those 2 teams end up in the national championship, I will not be watching. I will find something else to do. That is horrible. I don't ever see any 2 Big Ten teams going into the top 4 spots. I don't see the Big 12 teams getting 2 teams in. It should be, if you won your conference championship, then you get a chance to play in the playoff system. There's no other sporting event that is like that. None. Zero. We already talked about this once. So basketball, I don't see baseball. You don't see soccer, pro football. Nothing has the same type of playoff system that this screwed up thing that we have in college football.
Well, and everybody was talking about Georgia, how good they were, right? Alabama shredded them.
They were horrible
in the SEC championship.
Well, I started looking at the games that Georgia played. Yeah, they beat the people that they played pretty well. I think they had probably 3. You could probably say, okay, they had 3 good games because I mean, like Ole Miss, Mississippi State.
Yeah,
but for the most part, it was like 3. The 4th one that they played, they got shredded by Alabama, and I don't think this was even the year for Alabama.
I'm with Bud on this. I think it's time to stop playing this charade where it's just 4 teams, blah, blah, blah. Every version of football, whether you start out in Little League all the way up to and not including Division I college football, has a playoff system. High school, middle school, lower level college, the lower level D1, North Dakota State, NDSU, James Madison. That's some fantastic football when you get into the playoffs of that. Why do we stop at Division I? And it's a stupid rhetorical question because we all know it's the mighty dollar.
That's what I don't get, though.
Okay, then let's just put 4 Big Ten schools in there. I bet you we'll give 1 spot to the SEC, put 3 Big Ten schools. Actually, you know what? I got the biggest dollar game ever. You put Ohio State, Notre Dame, Alabama, who else? Syracuse. Oh, New York City. All those people from New York, that's who's going to be watching that one.
They don't care about football in New York City.
No, but I mean, what's the biggest moneymaker? What's the biggest moneymaker for NCAA as a whole?
Football.
No.
For NCAA?
Where does the NCAA make all their money? 95% of their annual revenue.
I would say football.
Nope.
Really?
Basketball?
March Madness. That ought to tell them something.
Yeah.
You get the winner from the Johnny Tremaine Heritage Conference.
Yeah, that's right.
And they get in there and they buck heads with Duke and they take them to the wire and it's all, and they make that money because it's all TV revenue. So that's what I don't understand.
Look at that, though. Look at that is a gigantic bracket.
Yeah.
And look, it truly is madness. People take off work for that.
Yeah.
You do that in football, it's like
that's
a
what I
home
don't
run.
get. You say dollars. I would think if you go to 8, 12, 16, whatever you got to go and start playing the first round on college campuses.
Yeah.
Amen.
They do it in football.
Just not Division I.
Not
Every other
Division
level
I,
of
yeah.
football, they do that exact same thing.
Yeah. I mean, they do it in Pop Warner.
We got a
You
mystery
lose. I don't
guest.
care if you're number 1 or not. You got beat. Sorry. See you later. Go home. Bye-bye.
Yeah. And play them on college campuses. So this season, make Alabama go to frickin' Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Did it stop?
I reset
Well,
it
hey,
for another 5.
I will say this. You know what?
Make them freeze their asses off.
The SEC championship was played in Georgia's backfield. I mean, it was played in Atlanta. So they had home field advantage, and they still freaking got destroyed. So guess what? See you later. Get your bags packing.
Well, look what happens when the Miami Dolphins in the playoffs have to go to Lambeau Field.
Absolutely.
They freeze their butts off. They get beat. San Diego Chargers.
Superchargers.
Well, look what happened to Ohio
into
State this year. We went to Ann Arbor. I'm sorry. I think the weather definitely had it.
Oh, no, it did.
Yeah, there was a lot of problems there.
But no, if they can figure it out at every other level, why can't they figure it out at that? And I'm not buying the garbage about the almighty dollar. 90% of those bowl games lose money.
Absolutely.
It would not take that big of an effort to figure out how to make money off of that. And I get it from the coach's standpoint. They're like, well, now you're extending the season. You go to 8 teams, 10 teams, 12 seasons. How about you cut out the crappy preseason stuff, right?
Yeah, the first game of the season.
Right.
First
have
2 games.
Maybe have one warm-up and then jump right into your conference.
According to Alabama's schedule, that's like half of their season.
But then you've got the schools, though, that
they play nobody.
They roll into town, they get beat.
The problem with that, buddy, they play nobody, everybody gets pissed, but then they show up in the championship game and they wipe their ass with whoever they're playing. So it's like, wait, you guys aren't supposed to be this good, but they are.
Yep.
So
then a couple of years ago, they were threatening Congress to get involved to try and sort all this out. And that's the last thing we want is those idiots in Washington,
Yeah, we don't need that.
They can't figure out this.
You want the national playoff system run like the post office? I don't think so.
Wasn't thinking about that.
I mean, seriously, the government runs
Game will
too
start
much
3 days late.
Oh, we lost it. It fell off the truck.
Oh, wait, we just found 14 million new fans.
It'll get to you opened.
Ballots.
Opened. Where's my gift card? I don't know. But you got the card.
Tickets. You don't need tickets.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point. I didn't think about the post office running. College football playoff. I don't know, but that's good, man.
That was a good one. We take up all the time on that. We
did, and then we stuck a fist. Schorcho stuck a fist through the old dreams.
We knocked out the dreams.
There we go. Absolutely, it's fun.
It's like
hanging
Motel
with you
6
guys.
around here. We'll leave the light on for you.
I'll be back.
Yeah, lock the door the next time.
I'll be back.
You're welcome back anytime, brother.
Yes, sir. That's the truth. Anytime you got your lady let you strangle this way.
You keep the Wellers going. Hey, I'll be here
that. That's
anytime.
why you came in here.
He smelled it. He sniffed it out from the sidewalk. Hey, they're in.
Hey, those boys.
What was that? What was that? Who is that? Like Pepe Le Pew or whatever? He like starts floating in the air.
Yeah.
He's a skunk, isn't he?
Just get the Wellers open. There you go.
That's an insult to Wellers. Skunk and Wellers.
Hey.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good stuff.
Good seeing you again, brother.
Bud, thanks for coming, buddy.
Ricky Bobby.
Absolutely. Thanks.
We'll catch you next week, folks.
I'm out!